Hey everyone, this is No More Op4 down in the tactical lab doing a little gear review for you. Tonight we are taking a look at BlackHawk S.T.R.I.K.E Elite Vest. This is their Gen 4 MOLLE System. This vest comes basically, as I like to call it, a blank canvas. It's all just MOLLE on the entire front and back is covered with MOLLE. See, the back has a big spot for it. So this is not a vest that comes pre-made with a cross-draw holster and have M4 mags already in place or anything like that, admin pouches. It's a blank canvas. I'll insert a picture there for you to take a look at what it looks like without anything on it. I want to talk real quick about the specs of it before we get into the specifics. It's super heavy duty nylon mesh material, so it's got good strength, but it's also got breathability, which is important for a vest. Another good thing about this vest is it's adjustable for both length and girth is here. The length you can adjust up here with the shoulder part, up to 6 inches in length and 32 inches in girth, which is pretty wide range. You know, people come in all shapes and sizes, and you can definitely make this work for you. The way I have it rigged up, you know, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I am a little wide. I have wide shoulders, so you know, I want it to be I don't want it to be too long on my body, but I do want it to be tight on the sides. I have it almost as tight as it can possibly go. Does have a drag handle. Flip this over on the back here so you can take a look at that. This is what, when you look at BlackHawk products, just shows the quality of their craftsmanship. On a lot of, let's say, less expensive tactical vests, you might have a drag handle, but it's going to be for show. A lot of times those are not going to hold up. I wish I had this on video, but I have tried wearing this vest, have one of my buddies pull me, and this handle is super strong, carried all 185 pounds of me. So they're not for show. You get what you pay for with BlackHawk, in my opinion. It's something we'll talk to in a second here, but good drag handle, super high quality, number 10 YKK zippers. You know, not the cheap ones. See how big it is. The fasteners are. The zipper itself, the two connecting pieces are pretty thick. I've had this in cold weather. You know, no effect to that being in cold and snow. So good zipper there. That's another thing that is one of the cheaper parts in some less expensive brands. It also had, and I believe the name is Hawk-Tex, if I'm not mistaken, sniper shoulders. They're padded there, and I've again shot this with ARs and like bolt action rifle, my 308. Decent padding, you know, it's not like a 3-inch barrier there between the shoulder and the buttstock, but it does its purpose. It's got 2 large zippered pockets on the inside. You can see that here. And then another one on the other side. So those are good for, you can dump a map in there, or you know, whatever else. I've seen other people in their loadouts actually put shotgun shells in there. It's certainly an option for you. Another good thing about the Elite Vest is that it has a reservoir for your hydration system. If you do have a hydration system, you can certainly fit that in there, and you know, you can get one of those little MOLLE clips for holding the valve for the bladder, so make it easy. You don't have the tube swinging around, which can be a problem if you're moving a lot or running fast. So that's an added bonus that a lot of other vests don't have. Another good thing this has is the actual MOLLE itself is pretty heavy duty webbing. BlackHawk system is called S.T.R.I.K.E, but for all intents and purposes it's It's just MOLLE. It doesn't have to be quote-unquote S.T.R.I.K.E gear from BlackHawk to fit on here. You know, I don't think actually any of the MOLLE gear that I have on it, with the exception of one admin pouch, is actually from BlackHawk. Get to talking about that in a second. But you know, you can fit any MOLLE compatible gear on this webbing. Another good feature this has that I like over a lot of some of the, again, we'll say less expensive instead of cheaper vests, is the ability to connect and basically bunker down onto a duty gear belt like this. Bianchi International duty belt that I have. This is what I use whenever I have you know, my 3-gun setup or whatever it is that I want to do. The addition to that is also being able to mount the leg holster on when you have a belt on like this BlackHawk drop leg holster. And it basically just anchors everything down, because this is not only now connected to your leg and your belt, it's also connected, not directly, but indirectly connected to your vest. So your whole system is a lot sturdier than if it was just on your leg or just on your a belt in your leg. So added addition to having the belt connectors on the bottom, in my opinion. So I talked a little bit about the pouches that you can mount on here. Again, one of the reasons that I chose this vest as opposed to some of the others was because, as I say it, you can start with a blank canvas, basically. What I mean by that is, you know, you can change this vest however your situation dictates. If you need, like right now I have it set up, this is just what I use when I'm shooting. Do some running guns and things like that. This is what I wear, because there's no need to have an admin pouch or anything like that. Now you can see right now I do have the SERPA holster for my Beretta mounted on there. Usually I don't have that the holster there. I usually have it on my drop leg, as I was talking about before, but I like to leave the S.T.R.I.K.E platform on there in case I change my mind or just feel like switching it up. With the Beretta, I'm not particularly a fan of it because the gun is longer. I don't want to cover my arm when I'm drawing. Obviously, you know, that's not that big of a deal. You can simply just make sure your arm's out of the way. But I like to have my left arm on my chest when I draw, so the drop leg platform's a lot better for me in that regard. But for my Springfield, you know, I do have a SERPA holster for that, which I might put there. It's a 4-inch barrel. It's a little bit shorter of a gun, so, you know, it's not poking into your arm if you have it at a horizontal can as opposed to down here like that. So that's something for you to consider, though. Your mileage may vary. But getting back to the blank canvas, like I was talking about, you have the ability to swap out your MOLLE pouches and accessories because you've got this huge area of space. You can see right now on here I have 6 M4 pouches, well, 3 pouches, but they each hold 2, and then 3 pistol pouches right there. For when I'm shooting, that's really all I need to have on there. But you know, if this is my without rule of law loadout, I might also have something like an admin pouch for a GPS or a map pouch. If I'm carrying a different weapon on there, I might have, for example, a shotgun pouch to hold shotgun shells, or any of these other assortments of different pouches that I have. Let me pull out a little bit so you can take a look at this. Got a MOLLE canteen pouch, as well as on the side of my pack, this is a BlackHawk Cyclone Hydrostorm pack. This is like my 3-day assault pack. Might do a separate review on this coming up here, but this is a med pack, you know, so you can have different options. Again, you can attach pouches to the back of the vest. Obviously, that might be something you would want to consider if you're in a group. You can't really reach the back when it's on you, but you know, if you're with a buddy or whatever, you know, you can certainly mount something on there that maybe you don't need immediate access to, but someone in your team could get to. So that's an option. There are literally hundreds of different options for pouches that you can put on a vest like this. Started to talk about, you know, the different ones, you know, not necessarily having to go with a BlackHawk pouch. Condor has a lot of high quality pouches, and you know, 5 years ago I probably wouldn't have said that because I was not a fan of Condor. That being said, they have changed me over to the dark side. I think the quality of their, and I'm strictly talking about pouches, we're going to get to other vests in a second, but I think the quality of their pouches has improved drastically, and this has probably transitioned over to their other products. I don't have a lot of experience with their vests though, to be honest. I'm keeping it real. I think a lot of the improvements to the quality of Condor pouches is attributed to the growing demand and interest of the airsoft niche. Previous to airsoft really being popular with a lot of younger people or people that just, you know, they might not like actual firearms, but they do enjoy shooting pellet guns, you know, whether you're into that sort of thing or not, you know, there's a lot of people that go out and have airsoft battles. If that's your thing, great. I'm not really one that's, you know, paintball. I think paintball is cool, but you know, I'm not really big on airsoft, actually going out and simulating battle type situations and shooting people, even though it is with little BBs, but still, you know, it's an opinion thing. I have tried airsoft, really don't get into it that much, actually at all. I played a couple times, maybe when I was in high school, I bought like a little pistol, but it wasn't really me. But getting off track, I think a lot of the quality that the companies like Condor have improved upon is attributed to the growing demand for airsofters. So I appreciate their support in developing products that people that shoot firearms can use, because they certainly are helpful. I'm sure you know that from looking around at different gear sites that a lot of these systems can be expensive. And you know, price coming down while quality maintains is something that everybody can benefit from. Speaking to price, this vest, you know, if you look at it on BlackHawk, and let me see exactly where that is. I believe it's page 246 in the 2011 magazine is when vest starts. Yes, I've got this magazine memorized. I love this. This is the 2011 catalog. Get one if you don't already have one, but 246 is where the vests start, Omega Elite, and then right there is the BlackHawk S.T.R.I.K.E. Elite vest right there, $164.99. As of the beginning of 2011, only in black, OD, ACU, and I forget which other color it's available in, but you know, $164 for a vest is a lot of money. Comparably speaking, you know, back to Condor, you can get a modular vest like this that's just MOLLE for $40. Again, I can't speak to the quality of that vest. I don't have any experience with it. I may in the near future be purchasing one just to test it out for you guys though, so I'll keep you updated on that. But there's even cheaper versions than that. And again, I always say you get what you pay for, but you know, I don't have experience, so I can't really speak to that. Like the NC Star, you can find that online for between $20 to $30. What are some other manufacturers? Ultra Force, Rothco, UTG is another one that I know of. And again, I really think that the niche has opened up due to airsofters. So we thank them for helping our niche grow in addition to it. So But this vest, you know, it shows up in there 164, but I have seen it online, and I actually got it for 130, but now I've seen it as low as 110. You know, check out places like uscav.com, LA Police Gear, different gear places like that. Optics Planet is where I actually got mine from. Those are all No More Op4 approved gear sites. But you know, shop around. You can get it for 110. Definitely doable. Which isn't bad for a tactical vest when you're looking at everything that you're getting. So just wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about some of the accessories that I have on here. You can see I should be a spokesperson for BlackHawk, but I have a BlackHawk S.T.R.I.K.E 1-point releasable sling. This is what I attach my AR to whenever I have that gear set up. I'll do a little embedded video for you to see that. But you know, you can basically do anything that you possibly would want to with a vest like this because you have the blank canvas, as I call it. You've got the D-rings. You've got the place for the hydration system if you so choose. You know, you can make it work to whatever you need it to do. When speaking about what you're actually wearing with this, I've done a various assortment of things. You know, I've had just a simple little tactical Under Armour shirt on underneath, up to a heavier coat. Now obviously you do have to adjust it a little bit the heavier your clothes you put on, but it's certainly doable. So you can wear, you know, your options for what you wear underneath this are, you know, you can make it work. You just have to change the size, the adjustability of the length and girth of the vest, but you can make it work. You can wear armor under this. If you have a carrier, again, you will have to adjust the size. It does not hold armor. It is not a plate carrier. You know, that may be a pro or con to you depending on what you wear. But you know, it is possible. Kind of speaking on the same note here, you can, I did throw in my BlackHawk bag there a second ago. Let me throw that in. You can wear something like this over top of the vest. As far as if I think that's effective or not, you know, yes and no. I'll tell you one thing is you will get hot very quickly, especially if you've got, you know, upwards of 60 pounds of gear on between your mags and everything that you have in the pack. But it is possible to wear the vest with a pack on. I've done it on a couple occasions. I was not a happy camper, but that was probably because I had about 60 pounds of gear just in my pack in addition to what I had on here. Kind of speaking to that point is, what kind of situation would you wear something like this for? Well, if you're like me, you like to get out and shoot pistol and AR as much as possible. But this also might be, you know, your without rule of law situation, loadout. This might be part of it. Maximize your firepower. You've got the M4 pouches, you've got the pistol pouches on there, you've got the holster for the pistol, you've got the sling for the AR. You know, you can certainly equip this with, you really can't fit any more mags, possibly a couple other mags on the upper left of the vest, maybe even on here on the upper right if you're utilizing the drop leg holster. But this is really the maximum that you could fit as far as magazines. You know, depending on what you're shooting, you know, you might have up to 60 rounds of pistol ammunition. You know, right here you've got 6 M4 pouches. These are 30 round P-mags, I think I have in here right now. Yeah, these are P-mags for my AR. So, you know, right there you've got a decent amount of firepower. Excuse me. A decent amount of firepower that you can fit on this kind of vest. You know, if it's the shit's really hit the fan, you might even have something like a shotgun on a sling on your back. Is that necessarily, you know, my setup? No. In a without rule loss situation, I'm probably just going to run the AR and the pistol. Might switch out the pistol for a 45 if I'm imagining that the threat level is a little bit high, higher than I'd like it to be. But you know, by going with a 9mm, I've got a little bit of added firepower in the fact that I have a lot more ammunition than I can fit with an 18-round mag as opposed to a 13-round magazine like my Springfield XD has. But you know, certainly could make the shotgun work. I did throw in that pouch. You could certainly put that on here. But in a situation where I'm moving, the added firepower of having a shotgun with maybe 5 to 8 shells in it and an additional 12 is probably not going to be worth the added weight and the lost mobility that carrying that shotgun would cause. So, you know, that's something for another video though. But this certainly could be used for that. Could be used for shooting again, doing some run and guns with an AR and a pistol system. You know, I suppose that you could use this in a hunting application. I can't see myself ever doing that, but you know, I have heard that people do that. Really the only thing tactical wise that I would have with me in a hunting situation is that I have my drop leg holster with my 45 in case we run into any bear or any crazies out in the woods. But you know, I guess that's a possibility. The camo pattern really isn't appropriate for at least my area as far as a hunting scenario would go. You know, deer hunting, bear hunting, that's going to be in the late fall, early winter months. You know, you're looking at mostly snow. A pattern like Mossy Oak Breakup Infinity would be good for something like that. Unfortunately, they don't have tactical vests in that. But this vest is ACU foliage green. You can see the ACU on the back there. Good patterns. For a majority of the warmer months, this is the best pattern for where I live. Speaking to the camo patterns, when we were talking about the pouches, I forgot to mention with the Condor, one of the things I do still kind of have a pet peeve about is the variations between the two different camo patterns. The coloration is not always spot on. So the camo pattern isn't always spot on, but I have noticed with a little additional wear that you know, the patterns will kind of, you know, once you break them in a little bit, the coloration will wear slightly. You know, I'm not talking about it's going to fade to off-white, but you know, with a little mileage, the patterns will eventually break down to about the same color. Not a big deal. You know, something like that isn't gonna make you stick out like a sore thumb. So something to consider though, especially when you're looking at other patterns. You know, the olive drab or anything like that. You know, you got to be careful with what kind of accessory pouches you're going to put on there, because I know just like with these, the ACU to the foliage green, it's not always a 100% match. You know, you can get some black vests that are a little bit blacker than some of the pouches. You can get OD, it's a little bit more OD than some of the pouches, vice versa. So that's something for you to consider as well. All in all, this is an excellent vest. Is a little bit on the pricier side. You know, I can't speak to the Condor's quality, but if you're looking for a blank canvas and you have a couple extra bucks to spend on it, I highly recommend going with this vest. I mean, I highly recommend all BlackHawk products. I've yet to buy one product from them that didn't do exactly what I was looking for it to. I've got, you know, I've probably got $400, actually more than that, probably closer to $600 of BlackHawk gear on this table, and there's a reason for that. I'm all about, you know, getting what you pay for. You get what you pay for, really. You know, you spend $20 on something that should cost $60, it's probably going to be inferior in some aspect. There are other options out there. Definitely check them out. But if you're looking for a heavy-duty rig, heavy-duty vest to mount your whatever platform you're going for, I highly suggest you take a look at BlackHawk's S.T.R.I.K.E Elite Vest Gen 4 MOLLE System. This is No More Op 4. I'm out of here, guys.